I am simming every Cleveland Browns quarterback's 2025 season in Madden 26. And to start off, we have the GOAT, Kenny Pickett, man, who is not exactly a great overall, which is a common theme among all of these Browns quarterbacks, man. Kenny Pickett, not very good. But we're going to see which Cleveland QB has the best season out of the 2025 seasons. Now, if I had to guess who has the best season, it's probably going to be either Kenny Pickett or Joe Flacco. Now, the one thing with all these quarterbacks, they're going to have the exact same team. I'm not going to do any team building or anything like that. It's just going to be a straight sim of the entire 2025 season with each different quarterback. And again, starting with Kenny Pickett, 68 overall. He's 87 throw power. You know, obviously not the greatest stats, low 80s, high 70s types of stats. Not the best, but we are going to go ahead, sim all the way to the playoffs, and just see how these quarterbacks do. Again, Cleveland has a lot of different quarterbacks, so we're going to see how they all do. And Kenny Pickett, to start us off, has quite the season. 15 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, man. And it looks like Shedeur had to come in at one point. He threw for a little over 2,500 yards. Not what you want to see. Took 41 sacks, which is just pretty dang awful. I'm curious to see what the win record will be for Kenny Pickett, because if we're basing this all off on a QB competition, who has the best season, it's going to be obviously, most importantly, the wins and the stats, of course. And his stats are not looking great. So hopefully he has a decent amount of wins. And it looks like the Browns are a 7-10 team. That is kind of surprising with Kenny Pickett's stats. Seeing how bad they were, somehow they are 7-10. And I can only deduct that is because of maybe the defense. I got to be honest, I just don't see how they won 7 games. I was prepared for a 3 or 4 win Browns team with Kenny Pickett, but they do win 7 games. So far, Kenny Pickett, at least in the win category, is off to a great start. Stats-wise, not really the best. We'll have to keep that in mind. By the way, I was fired, which is a little absurd, but it is what it is. Hopefully, we're not going to get fired every time we do this. But Joe Flacco is our next quarterback up. Again, same Cleveland Browns team. And now taking a look at Joe Flacco, he is the best overall out of all of them with the 71 overall. Better throw power than Kenny Pickett and has some, just more decent stats than Kenny Pickett all around. And of course, Joe Flacco, an esteemed veteran in the league. So we'll have to see how his season goes. Again, I'm guessing he'll have the best season, but we will just have to see. So we're going to go ahead, advance to the playoffs, and we are fired once again. Can we stop getting fired? And I can only deduct from that we did not have another good season at all. Let's take a look at the win-loss category first before we dive into Joe Flacco's stats. Oh man, we're scrolling far down, and 1-16 is crazy. I am sorry, Kenny Pickett. Maybe I misjudged you. I told you guys from the beginning, I thought Joe Flacco would have the best season. 1-16 is crazy. Now, stats-wise, he did have over 3,000 yards. He had 20 touchdowns, but 22 interceptions and took 55 sacks. So, not exactly great. He did have more passing yards and passing touchdowns than Kenny Pickett, but also took more sacks and obviously threw way more interceptions. At least with Kenny Pickett, he had a 15-9 ratio, which, was terrible, but at least it's better than 20-22. That is crazy. And we move on to Deshaun Watson, man, and my goodness, the Cleveland Browns is quarterbacks. They're not off to a great start. So Deshaun Watson, a 70 overall. Let's just see, man. We're just going to have to see how this goes. I'm not sure. Obviously, he's more highly rated than the rookies and, of course, Kenny Pickett. But 89 throw power, similar to Joe Flacco. And, of course, he's a little faster, a little bit more mobile than Joe Flacco. So we'll have to see how his season goes. But, he's got to be better than 1-16, right? Deshaun Watson, I'm sure he at least gets, 2 or 3 wins if I had to put money on it. But we're going to advance. Let's see what we do. And, of course, we are fired for the 3rd straight sim, man. It's got to be because I'm not, paying attention. I'm just straight simming. But this cannot mean anything good considering we were fired. So, Browns win-loss, what is it going to be? I'm assuming I'm going to have to scroll all the way down to the near bottom. And look at this, man. Yep, we're going to keep scrolling, and the Browns are number 32 in rank, and we are 2-15. So Deshaun Watson gets one more win that Joe Flacco did. Does he get better stats, though, is the question. And I just can't believe it, man. 2-15. I mean, I know this team's not great, and I wasn't expecting a lot of wins, but dang, man. And it looks like he has less passing yards than Joe Flacco, less passing touchdowns, less interceptions, too. At least he is positive in the touchdown-interception ratio, not by much, by only freaking 1. But he took quite a few sacks as well. I did kind of want to see, let's see. Yeah, he took almost 50 sacks, very close to 50 sacks. Deshaun Watson, another dud on the Browns season for the 2025 season. And now it is Dillon Gabriel time, one of the rookies that the Browns drafted. And, I would say, hopefully he can only get up from here. But considering all that we've been through, all the firings we have been through, I really don't have too much hope. This dude is a 60 overall right now, with 83 throw power and terrible stats. Now, he's got some speed on him, which is kind of nice, a little bit more mobile. But again, dude, I'm not really holding out hope. Can Dillon Gabriel at least get more than 2 wins, more than Deshaun Watson? By the way, so far, Kenny Pickett with those 7 wins is really hanging on to that lead of being the best QB for this team in the QB competition. But now we're going to send him to the playoffs. Does Dillon Gabriel get a little bit more favor with this team? And it doesn't look like it. We are fired again. So we've been fired every sim we've done with different QBs so far. That is not looking too great. We'll go ahead. We'll take a look at the win-losses. Who is going to be at the bottom? I can only suspect it is the Cleveland Browns. But we're going to have to see how Dillon Gabriel did. And I'm continuing to scroll, man. I am continuing to scroll. Come on, man. Oh, my goodness. Okay, so we are 28th, which at least we're not 32. He won 5 games. All right, 5-12. This is a significant improvement from the 1-16 and the 2-15 seasons we just had. He did throw for over 3,000 yards. Great, 17 touchdowns, but 27 interceptions. That is awful. And 65 sacks. Might be even worse. I don't know. Wow. That is terrible. So that is just awful. Dillon Gabriel with 27 interceptions and 65 sacks taken. Dillon, I'm sorry. And we're moving on to Shedeur Sanders, Deion Sanders' son. Can he make the improvements this team needs? He's got a pretty good arm with 88 throw power, okay speed, a little bit mobile, but not too much. I don't know, man. I mean, 5 games for Dillon. I bet Shedeur gets like 3 or 4. I bet he's a 67 overall. We'll just have to see. But so far, I mean, it's probably Kenny Pickett and then Dillon Gabriel if we're going based off the win total, and then Deshaun, and then Joe Flacco. So we'll see where Shedeur lines up. Again, what's new? We're freaking fired once again, which, you don't want to see, but it's kind of a continual theme with this Browns sim of the QBs. And let's see, man, the win-loss category, where does Shedeur Sanders fall? Come on, man. Oh, we're going way down, and we are number 32, which can't be anything good, and we are 2-15 once again, which means he ties with Deshaun Watson. Over 2,500 yards, he has 9 touchdowns, 20 interceptions, and takes 52 sacks. God-awful season for Shedeur Sanders, man, and that is just ugly. Not even 10 touchdowns thrown. More than double for his interceptions. His sacks are terrible. And only a little over 2,500 yards. And of course, only 2 wins on Shedeur Sanders' record there. So not very good at all. You hate to see it. And our final quarterback is actually going to be Tyler Huntley. Now, not sure if they actually released him in previous weeks. I think he just got on Cleveland not too long ago. I don't know if they've released him recently or not, so you guys will have to let me know. But I'm still going to throw him on just to see how Tyler Huntley can do. 86 throw power, 67 overall. I think Tyler Huntley's got a nice 3 games to win in him. We'll have to see, though, what does the sim decide. But yeah, I'm actually not sure if the Browns still have Tyler Huntley on the roster or not. But again, it doesn't hurt just to see how Tyler Huntley does. Not looking great. We are fired for our final quarterback, which isn't new for us here. Now, what is that win-loss total, man? I guess 3 wins. What is it going to be? We're scrolling really far down to the bottom. Are we 32? And we are, in fact, 32. But I was right. He did get 3 wins, 3-14. So Tyler Huntley did better than Deshaun Watson and Shedeur Sanders and Joe Flacco. Tyler Huntley actually had really solid passing yards, 3,500, 16 tutties, but 22 interceptions and 44 sacks is pretty dang ugly. But honestly, it's kind of surprising he had over 3,500 passing yards. But that is it for all of the Cleveland Brown quarterbacks. And after some very careful consideration, Kenny Pickett is in fact our winner of this challenge. And I mean, it really wasn't that hard to choose. I mean, Joe Flacco 1-16, Shedeur and Deshaun 2 wins, Tyler Huntley 3 wins, Dillon Gabriel 5 wins. But above all that, Kenny Pickett at least was able to get 7 wins, had, a 15-9 ratio to touchdown and interceptions, which is way better than all the other people. Took, a lot of sacks, but not as much as the others, and at least got him to 7 wins. So Kenny Pickett is in fact the winner of the Cleveland Browns sim competition in Madden 26. Let me know in the comments down below, which quarterback do you think would have the best season in real life with the Cleveland Browns? It's really hard to say if I'm going to be completely honest, but I really couldn't tell you guys. It is super tough, but leave a comment down below if you guys did like this type of video. I'd love to do more types of videos just like this one, so make sure you guys like, subscribe, share the video. It'd mean the absolute world to me if you did, but I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.